Guys, welcome back to my channel, and we are doing part 2 of the Q&A questions. These are getting good. All right, what do you do to keep yourself grounded in day-to-day chaos that happens in life? Can I be very honest with you guys? I don't have any chaos in my life. The only thing I ever deal with that's fucking annoying is stupid trolls and other dumbass content creators on social media always wanting to go back and forth with beef. In real life, at my jobs, I have no problems. In real life with my homegirls, no problems, no fights. One of the things I pride myself in now, because I grew up in a household that they were loving, y'all, but again, we all know how we have some toxic members in our family. And even when I used to be more toxic when I was younger, I used to think that arguing was okay and that yelling fest and all that stuff was okay. Now that I'm older, I don't like that shit. The only time I ever get like that is if somebody's threatening me or bothering me. And again, I don't like getting like that because it brings me back to old ways. So for me in real life, I don't have any chaos. I'm at peace. If I'm ever having any stress, it's due to maybe bills. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe something wrong with my cat. Like my cat has been sicky poo. That's the only thing that I can feel like that has been stressing me out lately. But in all honesty, I work out regularly. You guys know I do Muay Thai. I stopped doing it for a little bit though, y'all, and I'm probably not going to do it for a while. But I've just been going to the gym 5 days out of the week, making sure to do my cardio and just keeping myself busy. And I also play video games. If you guys can see over here, I have a whole bookshelf and stuff. I just make sure to take care of myself and my own mental health. And then I also pray 2 times a day. I try to make sure that I have a clear mind, that I make sure that I'm not thinking of anything negative. I do have my moments. We're not perfect, y'all. There are times where I'll get down in the dumps. But again, there's nothing chaotic that's like out of this world that I can't control, if that makes sense. But yeah, somebody said, can I have you? Fuck no. Okay, next. While training Muay Thai, would you have a problem if you end up having to spar your partner? So first and foremost, the guy I'm talking to right now is big as fuck. He's about 6'3", 6'2", and he's huge. And we did try wrestling, not even doing Muay Thai. I'm getting my butt whooped every time. Yeah, that sucks because you could be a trained fighter and still get fucking whooped, baby. But yeah, he's really strong though, y'all. Like I remember, never mind. I'm not going to say it, but all I'm going to say is I would love it. You know, I love when men are stronger than you and I love when men dominate you. It's my favorite. I don't like being dominant in a relationship. It's gross to me. I don't know. It's just, I'm not an alpha female. I hate that word. But no, I love a man who's stronger than me, overpowers me, but then still loves you and has a sweet soft side. So that's my personal opinion, you know, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I would love to spar with a partner. I think it's best to spar with men because you learn so much. And think about this. Men are triple strong, y'all. Like you don't understand. And if you ever done Muay Thai before, I'm telling you right now, you will throw up at least once. You will at least, because if you get kicked in your head or stomach, that doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. Get kicked in the stomach one day. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Or like me, get kicked in your head. Boy, my ear was ringing so bad I thought my brain was going to shake off. It felt like it was shaking in my head. But yeah, that's another video. One day I'll probably talk about that. Let me go ahead. I'm going to ignore some of these comments because there's a lot of like. All right. So one of my followers said, dating my boyfriend for 3 years, but he's insecure and constantly thinks I'm cheating. Reassuring is not helping. Okay. So first and foremost, being with somebody for 3 years and they're still insecure about things, that tells me he's not doing the self-work. That tells me he's not focusing on himself. I really think that for some men and women that are super insecure, you can't put that on your partner, you know? And also as a woman, you got to make sure that you're doing right by him. If he doesn't want you liking photos, if he doesn't want you posting provocative things, if he wants you at home by a certain time, y'all want a leader, follow that man. Make sure that you're doing the things that he's asking you to so that he's not going off in a tangent or feeling insecure about these things. So check yourself first beforehand. If you're doing all those things and this is still persistent, something's wrong. I think he needs to dive deeper and understand where that's coming from. Is he scared to lose you? Does he think that guys are going to take you away from him? Again, you have to sit and have deep talks and you have to be understanding of where he's coming from. If he's dealt with cheating in the past, I get the reasoning for being scared, but that should never be a reason that somebody pushes something onto you to where you guys can't love each other. So I would sit my partner down and say, hey babe, you know, you're more than willing to look through my phone every now and then. You're more than willing to have my passwords. But for me, y'all, if this keeps being persistent, I'm not gonna lie, most people do not like this, and most people cannot handle jealousy. It is one thing if I talked to somebody who did something inappropriate and my partner was correcting me, but if we're just doing normal things and they're like, oh, you're gonna cheat on me, you're gonna this, you're gonna that, be careful, because there are some men and women who constantly accuse you of cheating, and either they want to leave the relationship or they're cheating behind your back. You got to understand whether it's insecurity or whether they're actually cheating on you. So yeah, if I were you, be very, very careful. Okay, somebody says, what do you think about your partner having a celebrity crush? I don't really like that. I don't like that. I understand, like, if your partner had somebody when he was younger that he was attracted to, you know, cool, whatever. But I think that if your partner is actively, like, always like, oh my God, Jessica Alba, oh my God, Chris Brown, oh my God, Chris Brown, it's kind of disrespectful, you know? But again, everybody's relationship is different, so that is totally up to you. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing on earth, but again, it's just a respecting. They're still humans. They're still people. So, you know, and with the way that women are nowadays, they have a chance at getting at Chris Brown or celebrities now more than ever. We watch fucking Chris Brown and Usher taking people off the stage. So I don't know. It just depends on how much of a fan your partner is. Like if my partner stated like, oh, I think Meg Thee Stallion's cute, or I think, I don't know, Kelly Rowland's cute. Okay, fine. But now when you're overdoing it and always making, mentioning it, I don't know, it kind of gets to a point where it's like, all right, buddy, we get it, you know? Okay, somebody said, when did you get your first tattoo? I was 16 and I got this one right here. It says Lulu. It's my grandma's name. My grandma's my pride and joy. She raised me. Lock in with my grandma. That's my lover. Love her to death. Obviously not like that, y'all. How did you grow your fan base so organically? Posting 6 times a day, going live, talking to my fans, talking to my followers, actually caring about people's mental health and being authentic to myself. I don't sugarcoat nothing and I don't act like something I'm not. What you get online is what you're going to get in real life. I'm goofy, funny, sarcastic, straightforward, opinionated, very passionate, and you're going to get the same thing when you meet me. I'm not a person who likes to pretend I'm something I'm not. That's just so weird. And I meet so many content creators that will they portray themselves as like super sweet and all that. And then when you meet them in real life, they're straight bitches or straight assholes. I don't like that. And then for me, I always love when I meet people and they're like, oh, you're so nice. Well, I'm making videos online and I'm passionate about that. So of course I'm going to be nice. Why am I going to be mean to you and treat you like crap? That doesn't make any sense. So I think I grew my fan base by actually caring about people and being authentic to me and not regurgitating stuff that other people have. Like I have my own message, my own spin on things. And the way that I talk is me. Like I don't listen to other people. I don't watch a lot of podcasts, things like that. I'll see podcasts clipped on TikTok and Instagram, but I'm not watching other people's videos no more. Ever since I started social media, I stopped watching people a long time ago, since like quarantine time. So yeah, I think that's how I ended up doing it. Okay, who raised you? Because this is hard to find these days. Parents was on point with upbringing. First and foremost, that shouldn't matter. A lot of you guys have this fixation of like, oh, she don't have a dad, she don't have this, she don't have that. It's super irritating because you don't get to choose your parents. How are you going to fault somebody for not having a dad? Like if it's her fault, her dad wasn't there. So to me, questions like that are kind of sad if you're doing that to men and women. Oh, he didn't have a mom. So what, man? Like there's people out here who don't have family or in foster care and they become the best people. You know what it is? You could have the best parents and still be evil. I've met people that have two parents in the household and they're still bad people. Then I've met people with a stepmom or no parents at all and they're the best people. It varies, y'all. It really does. Me personally, the only thing I really care about is if somebody has structure, if somebody cares about their partner, and if somebody takes the time to break generational curses. That's what matters to me the most. If you're counting people out because they don't have parents, dude, you're going to be going a long way because there's so many people who don't have parents. So I don't know. That's just my personal thing. This guy said, would I peg a fat guy? No, thank you. Not only am I not into dominance, I'm not into big dudes like that. I don't really care for people who don't work out. Not saying you guys are ugly or things like that. I've definitely seen some good looking big dudes, but the lifestyle you live, that will not correlate with me. And like I said before in part 1, I want a person who's able to teach our kids healthy habits. You don't even take care of your well-being and your health. No, thank you. I'll pass. And again, I don't really, I don't know. Playing with plastic peepees is fucking weird. Because of my tattoos and my tomboyish ways, people think that I'm like dominant and have done that stuff before. I don't fuck with toys like that, y'all. Please, that's disgusting. But next, Hola bonita, would you date an older fluffy guy? No, I wouldn't. Again, I do not like people who don't work out. No, thank you. Next. How do you let your man lead after you've been constantly communicating your needs? Well, first and foremost, we need to stop getting with men who are not capable of leading. When you first talk to a guy, and you ask him certain questions on the things that you need, watch what he does. And if he's not taking the initiative to love you and do these things for you, you shouldn't have made him your boyfriend. And I don't mean that rudely, but really think about that. If you're watching a man be chaotic, not hit you up, not call you, not show effort, not take care of when you need things emotionally, why did we end up getting with this dude to begin with? That's my personal opinion. You do whatever you want, but if your man isn't leading properly, I don't think that every man's going to know exactly what to do all the time, because men are human and they go through their own things. But I prefer men who will at least try to hear you out. That's what emotional intelligence is all about. The relationship is not just about you. But there are men out here who are more than willing to listen to you. Please don't sit and waste your time too long with somebody who's not going to listen. You know what I mean? And I think that some men, sometimes they care about delivery. So watch your tone when you're saying things and try not to nag so much. Not saying you're doing this. I'm just saying if you are, try to come at it with a different approach. You know what I mean? And then maybe you should give him time to maybe lead you on his own instead of telling him what to do. Because a lot of men don't like that either, you know? But again, next question. I'm mixed just like you, and I was wondering, how are you brought up both cultures? No, I was not brought up with both cultures. There's a reason why I act the way that I do and talk the way that I do. I was raised on my Hispanic side. That's why I'm always saying Afro-Latina and always speaking Spanish and saying certain things. I did not meet my dad until later in life, so I didn't know much about Black history, Black nothing until I got older. And again, I was raised by Hispanics, so I didn't have a mix of both. I grew up around a lot of Samoans, Black people, white people, and Hispanics, Mexicans, and stuff like that. But then when I got older, then that's when I was raised around only Mexicans and Blacks. And I learned a lot more, especially when I went to Long Beach Job Corps. Was definitely around a lot of Black men and women. Love that. But yeah. Let's see. Next question. Growing up mixed, was it difficult for you to become accepted by family members for being part Black? Let's really dive into this. Mexican people treat me better than Black people do. Now, Black men treat me better. Black women don't like me, and I don't know why. Hispanic women, I don't really have problems with them whatsoever. The moment they see me, they always think I'm Dominican, Boricua, even though I'm Mexicana. So they're always like, or they'll tell me, oh, you speak Spanish? I'll be like, yep, we're like friends like that. For some odd reason, I try my best to make relationships with all women. I don't care about the whole race thing. But I was raised around my Hispanic side. So when I did get around Black women, I feel like they always critiqued me for how I looked and what I wore. And I just didn't like that. And I wasn't used to that. Like, my family accepted me for who I was, if that makes sense. And they knew, obviously, I was mixed. I'm the only person who's Black in my family because I have a different dad from all of them. And yeah, me and my sister are super close. We have the same mom, different dads. I'm close with my brothers. But yeah, I just honestly think that some women growing up just didn't like me, and it was kind of weird because I was like, what the heck? Like, you don't even have a reason not to like me. As I've gotten older though, I don't know if it's the tattoos or my demeanor, I don't really get bullied or have Black women talk shit to me in real life anymore. I do have a lot of Black female friends now. I did when I was younger as well too, but I did get a lot of hatred from my Black side, and I never understood why. And when I was younger, it would bother me, y'all. Like, it would crush me because I'm like, damn, I'm trying to be accepted by y'all. I'm trying to be around y'all. And it just seemed like no matter what I did, I couldn't fit in with them. But again, Hispanic people have always treated me good. I've never really had Hispanic people treat me bad. I don't know. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Somebody said, what would it take to get you on a song with me? And the same person said, okay, I'll just read them one at a time. What kind of song do you want to do? And again, my email will be posted at the end of the video. I told you guys, I do collabs and stuff like that. If you want to book a session, book a collab, talk to me about things, we could ever do that. Can I get on your podcast for like an artist interview? I don't know about that because I do my podcast in my house, and I don't know whether I'm comfortable bringing people I don't know in my house. And I don't think I want anybody knowing where I live. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. There's no hate or no disrespect when I say that. It's just, yeah, you got to be very wary of letting people in your house. Would you ever do long distance relationship? I'm doing long distance right now. Next question. Do you think that for some people, opposites really do attract and are soulmates? No. I think that this fallacy of opposites attract, I don't think it works because like imagine you have certain core values, they have certain core values. I feel like in the beginning the chemistry might be there, but then once you guys start living together and you guys have two different mindsets, it's never going to work. Is there couples that make it work? Of course. It's not everybody, but I personally don't want somebody who's the opposite of me. I prefer when a guy's like me or we have like-minded things in same interests, you know, like we both like games, we both like the gym, we both like the same food, because I just feel like you're going to bicker a lot, you know? That's just my personal opinion, but yeah. Somebody said, is it wrong for a single man to pay for the cookie, the Starburst? Honestly, man, I don't know why you'd want to pay for that, but that's totally your business. I mean, you're going to do what you want to do. I personally would never pay for somebody to be with me or to be intimate with me at all. I'm okay with not being around somebody. I'm okay with not sleeping around. It's not really something I fixate over. You're a guy, so it's different for you. If that's something you want to do it safely. But again, those women are sleeping with so many men. I don't know how y'all do it. That's your business. Sorry. Next question. Which is more attractive, athletic or bulky? Both. I like both. I like athletic men and I like bulky, but I personally love juice heads. I love the guys that are real big, have a huge back. Like I love that big old biceps, big hands. I just like a bare man, like a big ass dude. Like that's so attractive, especially because I'm not a tiny girl. Like I'm 5'8", 170 pounds. I'm pretty big. I'm pretty tall for a female. So when I'm with a dude, I want to be with a guy who overpowers me in all aspects. So I personally love big ass dudes. Somebody said, what is your zodiac sign? I am a January Capricorn, baby. Head of the zodiac signs. Okay, I need to stop. All right, babes. What mascara do you use? I use L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara, or I use the Colossal mascara in black. Everything I use is waterproof. Waterproof, waterproof. That's why my eyes always look fresh, baby. All right. Who's your biggest fitness inspiration if you have one? I'm going to show you right now. Oh my, I'm going to show you right now, baby. I'm going to show you right. This woman right here is my fucking favorite. This is Poppy. Oh my God. Can you see it? There we go. Jesus Christ. Love her. Love her to death. That's Poppy right there. She is stunning, babes. And then I also have another fitness influencer that I really adore. And she's gotten so much leaner, but either way, she looks so good though. I'm trying to find a picture that doesn't look so crazy. But yeah, this is Golden, she changed her name. Golden Hinch Chin. I don't even know how you pronounce that. She changed her name. It used to be Golden Fitness, but I guess she changed it. So let me find a better picture. All these ones are a little too explicit for the internet, I think. Let me just go back up to this one. This didn't look that bad. But yeah, she's also mixed with black, which I think is super cool. But look, you can see, I'm trying to turn my phone so you don't have to. If you could see her body, she's like super lean. Yeah, those are like my two favorite influencer chicks right now. You can also look at my following list for reference as well too. So yeah. All right, next question. Are you Mexican? Yes, I'm Mexican, Black, and Filipino. Next question. Reasonable time for a guy to be exclusive with a woman before proposing, in your opinion? Can I be honest with you? I feel like everybody is so scared to go full throttle and love somebody. If you were to meet my family, you guys would think that they were insane. A lot of them got together when they were young, got married fast, got each other's names tatted, and they're still together. My sister has been with her man for years, like 10 plus years. My grandma has been with my grandpa for years, but he passed away. So if I were you, you do whatever you want and what your heart tells you. Don't let people get into your head on what you want to do. I've met couples that get married after fucking a year of being together and they last. I've met couples who have been together for 6 years, get married and they don't. It varies. You know in your heart when somebody is good for you. So don't stray away from those feelings. See them mad, sad, financially unstable, and going through things. Don't ever just marry somebody when you haven't seen the worst part of them. And also, marry the woman who is in tune with herself, who can tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. When you ask a man or a woman, what are your toxic traits? And they go, well, I love too hard. That's not a toxic trait. I want to hear, have you busted some windows? Do you get crazy? Do you isolate? Are you argumentative? Let's be real here. Why are we in relationships and not acting grown? You know what I mean? So Get down with the person first, understand who they are before you marry them. But if you feel like this person is the one, I say go for it. Lord knows if I met somebody and I was a guy, I'd probably marry the person in a heartbeat. And again, I'm sorry, sign that prenup. Sign that prenup. If she don't want to, I don't know about that one. I'd even sign a prenup, y'all. I ain't here to take nothing from nobody. I just want to multiply. And yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Somebody said, last day on earth, what would you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I love this question. I love this question. Okay, breakfast. I got it, baby. So if it's my last day on earth breakfast, I need French toast, hash browns. I want some scrambled eggs and some sausages, but I want ketchup on the eggs. And then I want a nice cup of cafecito. I don't always like coffee, but if it's like my last day on earth and it's like my grandma's coffee, cafecito, and then a little nice side of strawberries and clementines. That's number one right there, babe. Let's get it together. Clementines is my favorite. Okay, for lunch. Ooh, for lunch, I think I'm going to go with a taco salad. I love, love, love a taco salad. Salad, Caesar, lots of croutons, and then put some type of lean ground beef on top. Oh my God, y'all, that hits so well. And if I can, because it's my last day, Quest chips. I'll crunch them up and then put them inside. God damn it, I love me some Quest chips. Damn it. Okay. And then for dinner, what would I have? Babes, if it's me last day, I'm having birria tacos with some consomme, arroz, and I want some horchata with it, baby. And you didn't even say dessert. I want cinnamon rolls, cookies, and a big thing of ice cream. And I love cookies and cream. And I love, oh my God, cookies and cream sound so good right now. And I really love a side of sherbet. It's my last day on earth. Don't judge for all the mixing flavors. Who cares, baby? And then for my drink with that, horchata and a side of water. Okay, next question. Somebody said, what's the youngest age you would date, babes? The youngest age I would date, I'm about 30 years old. We're going about 30. Dang, hold up now. 23 is the youngest I would date. 23 and up. Anything younger than that, I'm good. 23 and up. Maturity matters, and the way the person, takes care of themselves, how they act does matter as well too. Do I go hunting for young people? No, guys. But with my personality type, I've noticed, y'all, people always think I'm like 24, 25, and I'm like, no, I'm 30. And they're like, you're lying. I'm like, no. So yeah. Okay, next question. Somebody said, okay, there's a lot of people. You guys are always asking me out. No, thank you. No, thank you. Would you say people with trauma are more likely to cheat or be sneaky and stuff? No, I think people with more trauma are more likely to steer away from a lot of other people. Like I grew up in a traumatic experience and stuff like that, and it made me stray away from people. Like I have this thing, y'all, where I'd rather be by myself than be around people. And the more I'm on the internet, the more I see too much that makes me sick to my stomach of people. Like I've seen and heard too much to where I don't even like certain people now. You know what I mean? Like if I hear men talk about poly, next. If I hear a guy talking about, oh, I love a throuple, next. If I hear a guy talking about like promiscuity, next. I'm just so turned off by a lot of things people say now. Like when you know too much about the internet, it really does mess up your head sometimes. But no, it can vary, honestly, because some people will become their trauma. Like if they got cheated on, they could end up being a cheater. So it just depends. Somebody said, hold on one second. How to move on from a toxic relationship with my baby mama, knowing things aren't working out. Focus on you. You wasted all that time focusing on somebody who wasn't right by you. Focus on you. You deserve to be happy. You deserve love. You deserve to go out there and find somebody better for you, but focus on you. If you're in a toxic situation and you don't understand why it didn't work out, put all that time and effort into yourself. You have all the time in the world to focus on you. And I say this because when you're with somebody that's toxic, they consume your time, your mind, your life, and it becomes so bad. They mess up your nervous system. So now guess what? You could do whatever you want. You could become whoever you want. You could live stream. You could be a better person. Find God. Find your purpose. Kill off all the old habits and become a new version of yourself. Don't become toxic. And all the things that you had in that person that you were with, make sure you never repeat the same patterns. Write down on a list all the things that are toxic that you've done or she has done, and make sure from then on that boxes you have, you won't find it in somebody else. Like for me, I don't want to be with somebody who's argumentative all the time or is super moody. Now, if you explain to me why you're moody or you're going through things, that's fine. But if you can't articulate your words or be emotionally intelligent, 9 times out of 10, I don't want to deal with somebody like that. I like people who are in tune with themselves, you know? But me personally, y'all, just focus on you. Don't sit there and waste your whole life on somebody who doesn't see the value in you. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm so sorry you're going through this, but I promise you there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You got to believe that, and you got to stay positive. Remember, you have the right to change your mindset, and you have the free will to become a better person. Don't let that toxicity consume you, seriously, because it will consume you so bad, y'all. What motivates you? Honestly, to be a better person. I didn't like the person that I used to be, and I used to hate looking at myself in the mirror because of all the things that I've done. And I don't mean like I've cheated or nothing like that, y'all. I just, had a lot of trauma, was super depressed and didn't like certain things. So I feel like what motivates me is to be a better person. What motivates me is the future man and the future kids I'll have. And then also social media does motivate me too now. I feel like it keeps me up here with how I act because I don't want to slip up. Not only do I have people looking up to me or, they value what I say, I never want to be that person that's like, doing dumb stuff. That's why I always tell you guys, I try my best to be a better person every day and to be just better in general. I'm not saying I'm the best woman. I'm not saying I'm the sweetest. No, I'm very cutthroat, but at least I'm real and authentic with myself, And I don't know, y'all. I just want to be great for like my future partner and kids. I want my kids to look at me and look up to me, because one thing that was inspiring to me growing up was my grandma. My grandma will always be my hero. My grandma will always be somebody I look up to. And I hope one day my daughter says the same thing about me. Yes, I want daughters, babes. Yes, I want lots of daughters. Next question. What games do you normally play on PS5? Call of Duty, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Day by Deadlight, Resident Evil 4, God of War. I have all the GTAs, San Andreas, Vice City, Liberty Stories. Sims, I'm trying to think of what else I have. Need for Speed. But my top 3 games though, for sure, Call of Duty, Texas Chainsaw, and Mortal Kombat. And my fighters in Mortal Kombat are Noob, Katana, Melina. And I do like me some Raiden. I'm trying to think of what else. Is it bad to want space even if you like somebody? Nope, it is not. We all deserve the will and want to get space. There are times where I get overstimulated and I like to be by myself. I've spent so much time alone, y'all, that I'm not as codependent as I used to be. And like for me, I do social media. This is now my job. So if I'm doing social media, I need a certain window to be able to edit, make videos, and post, so I do need space. And also there are times where I just like to do things by myself. I don't know if that'll last forever because again, when you have a partner, it's different, but there's nothing wrong with needing space. Again, state that to your partner so they understand why you need space. And for all the people who have anxious attachment styles, please, you guys, understand that when somebody needs space, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't mean they don't like you. Stop taking everything and running with it and making somebody's little problem an issue with yourself when it's just something they want for themselves. Does that make sense? So if I want space or I want to be left alone, don't take it personal. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't like you. Have your own hobbies so that way you don't smother your partner. People who respect your boundaries are always going to be the best type of people. So yeah, get some space from your partner, because if you don't get space from your partner, you guys are going to be so overwhelmed and consumed with each other. Sometimes some people end up bickering. And then I know some couples who love being around each other 24/7. It varies. So if you like to be up under your partner 24/7, that's y'all business. I love that for you. But if you need space, just state that. It's simple. But yeah, guys, that concludes the Q&A questions. Thank you so much for your guys' time. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. And like I said, guys, if you want to book a session, I will leave my little email right here. Go ahead and book with me. Have a good one, y'all. Stay tuned. I will be making more videos. God bless you guys. Te miro. Buenos días a ti.